So good morning everyone, this is our weekly sprint everything, retrospective planning, review, etc. And it's again a beautiful day in the Netherlands. It's very sunny, it's quite warm actually, based on Netherlands standards. But let's just move, otherwise I'm already talking for 10 minutes about the weather.
About the weather.
What have we done last week? We did notice that it was quite an interesting sprint in regards to the sprint goal, because we already achieved the sprint goal on Tuesday, which was to update all the material that we have according to the new Scrum Guide version. So update the PSM2 material, update all the card-based exercises, the Scrum paper that we wrote, basically anything that we wrote in relation to the PSM2 and Scrum.org. We updated it according to the new Scrum Guide.
But have we actually released the increment, Barry?
No, of course not. No.
Why not?
No, well, there's a dependency that next week, I think next Wednesday, the new Scrum Guide will be announced, and only after that we can really release all the, well, not even all, we can release some of the things that we have updated, but it should be aligned with all the other classes of Scrum.org as well, so probably December-ish, beginning of January, we can only release really the class-based materials. But it was interesting that we already achieved it. I thought it was going to be like the full week that we're going to need. Actually, I said 2 weeks, and after 2 days we were done. So it was interesting. So I spent the rest of the week mostly helping other local user groups get started in Turkey, Switzerland, Poland, and Panama. And Chris did the most exciting work. Maybe I think Chris, only you can explain it.
Yeah. Thank you. I banged my head for most of the week because on Tuesday, I think we discovered a very annoying emerging issue. We discovered that we've been sending invoices to a lot of people in October and November that were actually not in accordance with EU regulations. The thing is, and I'm not going to bore you too much with it, but the bottom line is that we started selling digital goods in our web shop, like PDFs, which is awesome. The only problem is that there are really complicated rules in the EU on how you should tax digital goods. And we found out that we do that differently in how our invoicing software works. So I had to sort of rebuild part of the connection that we have between our web shop and our bookkeeping software to make sure that we actually follow those regulations. It was really annoying work, but the good news is that we have it working now, and I think it's more robust and more anti-fragile against additional changes that may happen in the future. But I think that this was a nice example of an emerging issue that we really didn't anticipate. We've been spending the retrospective thinking about, could we have prevented this somehow? But the thing is, those rules are so bloody complicated, like these administrative rules that you have to follow. Even our accountant didn't know and didn't point it out. So at some point you just have to accept that this happens every now and then. It's complex work. Yeah. But anyways, that work was done, so I will hit release after this.
Yeah.
After this sprint review, sprint retrospective, sprint planning, everything in one.
Yep. And I think one improvement that we identified is that we always have 3 key areas. We want to focus on content, community, or products. We have a lot of metrics, but we don't really have a metric yet by which we can see, okay, over time, how much time are we spending on these 3 areas. So we are gonna set up maybe a very lightweight metric that helps us track like how much time are we spending these sprints on content, on products, or on the community, to help each other distribute the time equally amongst these 3 themes. I think that's it for now.
No, can I say one more thing? Because
No.
I was thinking, no, it's already too long. Doesn't matter. They like.
Yeah.
I hope people like watching it. I don't know. I think this is also a pretty good moment to say we started like 2.5 months ago now.
Good one.
With this whole new strategy. So is it working out? Are we actually moving in a direction, or like, okay? And the honest story is that financially we're not there yet by far. I mean, we still have a long way to go before we can make this financially viable, which is honestly a bit scary. If I'm honest, talking for myself, I know you feel the same way. On the other hand, we started with the idea to focus on community, on products, and on content. And I think in those 3 areas, a lot of things are happening that are sort of strengthening each other.
Mm.
And I think that that's pretty cool. You are making that possible as our patrons and the people who are following us. So I think it's also pretty cool to celebrate that moment.
And we already achieved the 250 patron milestone last week, which is quite awesome.
Yeah, we cannot do a high five.
No. Air high five.
High five. So thank you. And we definitely hope we can continue this. And well, hopefully in the coming months things will go up for also in terms of Corona, that things become easier again, but also that we can find a way to make this business model work financially. Because we're going in the right direction, but we're not there yet. So help us. I think that's also maybe our question to you. Help us figure out how to do that. If you have ideas, let us know. And you can follow us on patreon.com/liberators to see what we're doing, what's else happening.
And now let's go for a walk and figure out what we're going to do this sprint.
Cool. See you back in 30 minutes?
Something like that.
Something like that.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Plan for this sprint has got all to do with the book. And that is going to be released, well, the ebook next week and the hard copy one November 23rd. And I think in a nutshell it has to do about awareness. And we assume that you, if you're watching this video, that you are aware that the book is going to be published, but there are a lot of people that are probably pretty clueless about the book. So what we are trying to do this week is try to reach more people beyond the usual suspects and make them aware of the upcoming book. We probably are going to ask your help for that one as well, but I think it's going to contain sending a newsletter, probably maybe writing a blog post about it, organizing a couple of meetups, for sure the Zombie Scrum pre-book launch party that's going to happen upcoming Friday. Anything else, Chris?
Yeah, on Saturday you're joining Agile Day Italy.
Yeah.
To talk about Zombie Scrum. We're also going to update the Zombie Scrum survey to notice at least the option to buy the book. We don't want to force it, of course. And probably a lot of other things. So if you have other ideas for us to how to reach beyond the usual suspects, maybe you can share it in a comment or just send an email, or maybe even help us by drawing attention to the book. We don't have very expensive marketing firms working for us like some authors do. We don't have the money for that, which I think is fine because I'm sure we can use the community to help us here. But we've spent a lot of time writing this book. We think it's very, very nice book, and it's going to help a lot of Scrum teams. So it would be a waste if it doesn't reach beyond just the usual suspects, the people that already follow us. So if you can help us with that, we'd be very grateful. And if you have ideas, we're also very eager to learn about those.
Yep. So already, thanks for all your help and your support, and we'll see each other soon again.
I like your project manager stance.
Yes.
Can you just...
We got a strong deadline. All work needs to be done by Friday.
Okay, thank you everyone. See you next time. Bye bye.